reckless and irresponsible 8 years without a first-round pick.
Did they pay too much? I agree with you. They paid too much.
The Rams today now have 8 draft picks with an excellent scouting department.
The Los Angeles Rams select
The 2022 NFL Draft is in the books, so what exactly does that mean for the Rams? Well, let's start right here. The Rams still have a couple of holes that I think need to be addressed, and I think that there are a couple of undrafted free agents that are still available that they might want to seriously consider.
CFA, I would like to call it organized chaos. It might just be pure chaos.
After the draft, we'll have so many roster spots that we need to fill, and we'll fill that through college free agency, where we'll call up the agent or the player and offer them a contract. And it's kind of a mad frenzy because you got 31 other teams doing the same thing.
Everyone's calling the kid. Kid can only take one phone call at a time. Everyone's calling the agent, and their agent has one phone. Oh, by the way, their agent may have 4 players who aren't drafted. The kid may make a decision, agent may make a different one, and then compete to get that player to sign up to be a Ram, because there is competition there, right? It could be 32 teams competing for one player.
You tell me what's necessary. You tell me what's necessary.
For college free agency, we're going to lean heavily into what our area scouts do at the beginning of each cycle, and we'll pair coaching staff with scouting staff to then identify which players would be targets towards the back end of the draft. What you lean into there is, again, our collaborative effort.
Maybe this player had a really good pro day or a really good combine or what have you. There's a scout saying, we might not draft him, but you really want this player. Very intentional about it. It's just a really, really good place to go fishing.
He's done. Bang. Good, here we go.
Clean up.
He's coming to us.
Thanks for ruining our fun. Yeah.
We would have been done before it was Mariano.
We in here running on the treadmill.
Usually I try to tell kids, go where you feel the most wanted and never look back, because at the end of the day, if a team may have, let's call it 6 inside linebackers in camp, no matter what, 6 or 7, you're going to be fighting or battling with 6 or 7 guys. And I think back to Troy Reeder, who spent a lot of time here contributing, and we had drafted a linebacker in the 7th round, but he still felt like this was the best place for him to come. Even though us drafting a linebacker over him in the 7th round bothered him. And he made the decision to come, and at the end of the day, he competed. There's not a lot of difference between a 7th rounder or a 6th rounder in a CFA. And that particular linebacker, he ended up on practice squad, and now he's with the Jacksonville Jaguars. And Troy Reeder ended up starting a lot of games for the LA Rams. But it all, somehow amongst all the chaos, worked out. I always go back to constructing a roster. You got to be aware it doesn't happen day one. On paper, you can kind of know the holes, the voids. But at the end of the day, it's always really neat to see each of those young men with not a lot of experience in the NFL at some point contribute in their own way. Year one, and then there's always that expectation and the vision and the goal to keep trying to get somewhere and have a larger role. And then you just got to, as we say, come back in, take it a day at a time, keep the main thing, try to win the next game, and try to figure out ways to get an edge on our 31 competitors, and then we go for it.